Hey guys, it's Allison. So I'm going to do another inspired by video. So I know I did one about a month ago or so of Ethan or Crank gameplays. So the next person that I'm going to do for today is actually another person on Markiplier's team, Tyler Scheid. I'll put his links, which is not very much, but y'all can still go follow him if you want, because he's really awesome. But I'll also put a link of the video that I'm talking about down below so you guys can go watch it, because it is a very inspiring video. So what I'm talking about today is my diagnosis of a thing called Pesudeotumor Cerebri. The mumble words I know. So, what happened was about 2 years ago of August. So 2 years ago, August 2 years ago, I went to the eye doctor like normal, and they asked me, we think that you should go to the neurologist because we're seeing some fluid in your eyes. So I was a little bit nervous back then, but they never sent me to it, so I was like, not that bad, I guess, so it won't be that big of a deal. Come August of this last year, they noticed that in both of my eyes, my optic nerves were swollen. And they were like, we need to get you into neurology, like ASAP. So, it was a little bit tricky and a little bit scary. So, after the initial scare, they sent me to get a MRI done and a blood work to make sure everything was okay. And then also, the MRI showed that everything was not bad with my brain, but there still was fluid back up. So, what they did is, with the neurology meeting in November, it was about 2 days before my birthday, she told me that we could do a spinal tap, but we want to start on the medicine. I asked her if we could do the spinal tap because I think that would be easier, but she said, let's start on the spinal tap because let's start on the medicine because that would be a little bit of a better interest for you. So I was like, okay. And I got the medicine on the 12th of November, which was my birthday. And what happened was, on the 14th of November, I started not feeling well. I was having like weird feelings in my throat, and I was like, I can't deal with this. So I went down to the urgent care by my house, and they said, you might have to have an emergency spinal tap, so you might have to go to the emergency room like tonight. So I was a little bit freaked out by that. At this time, we actually didn't know what was really going on. We just knew that this medicine would help. But when I got to the emergency room, we did another MRI to make sure if I was good enough to do the spinal tap, which I was. And when we did the spinal tap, if any of you guys have had a spinal tap, oh dear God, they hurt. They put the numbing in, and then they accidentally hit my bone the first time that they went in, So they had to move it to a different spot, which that hurt like heck. But the one thing that I want to say is that my opening pressure should have been about 10 if I didn't have any problems, because that's the normal spinal fluid pressure. Mine was 53. That's a lot. So they got it down to about 36 in November. So I was like, okay, we'll do this. About 2 days after the first initial spinal tap, I had to go back to the ER because I could not even sit up and talk. I could not even stand up and talk because I was having a massive headache. I had to lay down flat on my back and talk. It was scary. They had to put IVs in me. I was freaking out in the hospital bed. My mom was there. I'm like, I can't do this. I want to go home. I'm scared. But my mom was strong for me. She said, you can do this, Allison. You can do it. So I was like, okay, I can do this. And I was able to go home later that day. Come December, I had a normal neurology appointment. My doctor noticed that one of my eyelids was drooping down low. So she talked with one of her doctors that was higher up than her, and they suggested that I get admitted into the hospital. Not a very good sign when you're 20 years old and you have this type of condition. I asked her what's going on, and they said, we think that you've had a small stroke in your brainstem. Coming from having this type of condition and then thinking that you had a small stroke in your brainstem, it was massively hard to take, because how can you deal with just going to a regular doctor's appointment and then them saying, oh, we need to admit you into the hospital because we think you have a small stroke in your brainstem. I was scared. At about 3:30 a.m., they did the MRI again, which showed nothing. There was no sign of a stroke. So, thank you. Ooh, that was a big relief. They had to do another spinal tap though. They tried to do it by bedside and it didn't work. So they did it by X-ray. And that was a little bit easier because they knew where to go and they didn't hit any bones. And they got my fluid from 34. It went down in between both of the two. So they went down from 34 to 16. So that was a big improvement. So since December, I've been on the medicine, kind of lowering my dosage. But I've been on the medicine since December, like just ranging it. But it's been easier because now I'm like seeing a little bit better and things are getting a lot easier to see. And I'm not having as bad of the headaches anymore. I'm still getting occasional, but that's just everyday things. So, but the reason why that I'm bringing this up is because there might be other people that are dealing with this problem that need somebody to talk to or need somebody to tell them about their experience. So that's where I come in. So I wanted to make this video just to tell you guys about my experience. So if you guys followed the link down below, Tyler Shides, I'm going to talk about him a little bit. He, if I remember from the video correctly, at age 23, no, oh shoot, I forget what age. he needed a kidney transplant. But I'm gonna leave that story for you guys to watch. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next video.